2, 4.
Right. So this is the minuet of one movement. And Kaylan, go ahead and do it on your flat foot first.
Okay.
So she's going to be emphasizing 1, 3, 4, 6. And she goes, and 1,
1.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, but right, do it on your flat foot first. No, so no releve, because that way you'll already be there on the 6th, and we can see the plie that goes between the and the next minuet.
So
4, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh gosh. Oh, I know. There's a delay. Shoot. Okay.
6,
Yeah.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 1. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6. Whoops.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm just going to show you something. I think that because you're thinking of the plie as being at the end, this is really weird, but I just noticed. Okay, so if I was you, you were going 1, 2, 3. Hang on. 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 1. And it shouldn't be that. It should be more 6, 1. So
Yes.
it's a quick plie. So just if
Okay.
you're on the flat, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1. And you see how that it propels you to the downbeat.
Yes. 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2,
Yes.
4, 5, 6. 1, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay, good. Now try it with the releve on the demi coupe.
4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1.
Yeah, okay, so you're a little better in the beginning. Because in the beginning, I could see your plie connected to the downbeat as opposed to connected to the 6th beat. And so it's not an even, don't make it like an even timing for the plie. Think of it as being, it's the energy propelling you to the downbeat.
4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1. All right.
Yeah. Oh, do you see what you're doing?
6, 1. Yeah. 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1.
Yeah, that's better. Maybe just for practice, just have a little bit more time between the 6 and the 1. So you can really feel your heel on the floor, and then you can feel yourself start a new idea with that quick plie that propels you to the demi-coupe.
4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oops.
Yeah,
6, 1. So,
right. Okay, so that's good. I mean, technically, you have to feel the back of your leg from the heel up through the knee, up through the thigh. You have to feel a lengthening in the back of the leg when
ah,
when you go to 6. Um, so if you feel just, maybe it could be useful just to do a demi coupe and then just put the leg down. And here, and then just put the leg down. It's actually easier for me to hold on to something, but do that. So to practice your demi, oh. Uh, so in practice, you could be here and then just go down. And
ah.
here and then just go down, and here and just go down. Yeah, that would just be in your warm up to practice that. Yeah, feel someone is pulling your heel down. There's a little gremlin down there pulling your heel. Yeah, that was better.
Oops.
Yeah. And then the other thing to practice is just, doing your pot of gray. If you have like, a 4-beat piece of music, you could go 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. So you take a whole beat to take the heel down.
So,
And 1, 2.
3, 4. Whoops. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1.
Yeah.
3, 4, and 1.
Yeah, and don't forget to take the plie then. I mean, so the heel goes down on 4, but the plie is just before the downbeat.
I think my plies have been on the downbeat, or on 4, or on 6, instead of waiting.
I know. Yeah. Well, that's been one of the progressions in the understanding of the technique from the period. Because I think in like the 1970s and 80s, people were not making that distinction.
Okay.
But if
So
you
it's
read,
almost like a little grace note or 16th note pickup into the downbeat rather than even a full and, is what you're saying.
yeah, and if you read Pécourt, he does, not Pécourt, if you read Rameau, he does talk about, every step ends on an extended knee, extended leg.
Okay.
All right. Let me see, where am I here?
We're doing the pas de minuet en sol mouvement.
Oh, yeah, no, I was just looking at my computer, sorry. Because I wanted to just have a little, tell me if you can hear this music. You can hear that. Okay, so since we're recording, let's just try the simple one movement minuet step.
Getting the plie too soon. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 4, 5, 6.
Yeah, let me count it once while doing the music, because I'm not sure how this is going to work with the recording, because you might be like behind the beat on the recording. One, 3, 4. 1, 3, 4. 1. Oh, that was the end. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So that, I think even though he talks about it as being a sort of clumsy step, in a way it has a sort of, to me, it still has a beauty about it.
Yeah, I actually think it's more graceful than what we have been doing with the movement, two movement minuet.
Yeah.
Get it in my body.
Okay. Let me go back to the document for a moment. Now, how do I do that? Okay, there we go. Yeah. So, then he does see here he does talk about the pas de minuet en forêt.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a minuet with, fleure, or, sometimes like Tomlinson might say bourrée.
Uh-huh.
So, all right, but before I go there, maybe I should say something about this. Talbert likes this rhythm because he sees the three as the three going to the four acknowledges the end of the sort of half cadence. This would be like the half cadence, and this is the real cadence in the minuet step. So that's why he likes this rhythm. 1, 3, 4, 6. When he describes the demi coupe plus the bourrée, he has two demi coupe followed by two stiff steps. So in other words, we think bourrée, but he thinks demi coupe, and then the two stiff steps.
With a straight leg.
Right, right. He says it's popular in Europe. However, Talbot does not like it so much. He prefers to take two counts for a demi coupe. So he likes to take the arriving on the 1, and then I think the lowering of the leg on the 2.
Okay, I'm writing that down. On 1, lowering. On 2. Okay.
So that would give the rhythm of, emphasize the 1, emphasize the 3. So you're high, plie, high, and then he wants that, because the demi coupe wants to take 2 beats, then that would happen 5, 6.
So is it kind of like what Hubert was doing then? So arriving on beat 1 on the right leg, and then beat 3 on the left, and holding before stepping right 5 and left 6.
Yeah, and but it's 2 movements, right?
Yeah.
So he has a plie on beats 2 and beat through after beat 1. So the 2 is a quick plie to go to 3, and then there's another plie to go to the 2 stiff steps. Is that what he taught you?
No, he had the movement, like the pickup into 1. So that was the first with rising on 1.
Uh-huh.
And then the second demi coupe onto the left foot with 3. So the plies and the pickup into 3, and then 2 straight steps on 5, 6.
All right, yeah, okay, that's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Yeah. And did he teach that as the regular step?
I sent you a video clip of it, but he taught that as he was trying to look at that hemiola effect that Rameau was describing. But apparently he doesn't notate the rhythm accurately in the abrégé.
Oh, right, yeah. Okay.
I can read the description if you want, but let's see. But it might take me a second to find it. I have the translation of it. Keep going and I'll see if I can find it.
Oh, okay. And so after Talbert discusses that, he says, or one could do 1, 4, 5, 6, which he says is okay to use once in a while, but not to substitute it for a basic minuet step. And so that 1, 4, 5, 6 is the minuet step that everybody's been using, which is demi coupe 1, 2, 3. Well, actually, maybe not. I mean, well, Tomlinson uses that, which is like the demi coupe on the first half of the measure, and then the bourrée 4, 5, 6.
Uh-huh. So that very last one, or 1, 3, 4, 6, is what you're saying we've been using?
Uh, I I've been wondering if the one that Hubert has been saying is more basic is the 1, 3, 5, 6.
Yes, that's what I think that sounds like to me. And that seems to be what Taubert does not like?
No, no. Okay, so the 1, 3, 5, 6, that follows one of the aesthetic principles that Taubert likes, which is that you give the demi-coupe 2 beats.
Okay.
So that follows his rule there. However, so that's one of his rules, but another one of his rules is this 1, 3, 4, 6, because he says there's a balance there. This is like, it's kind of like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 3, and 1, 3, if you look at it that way. So there's a symmetry there. So he also, so Taubert also likes that.
Okay.
But this one, the 1, 4, 5, 6, is the one that Tomlinson tends to favor, Kellum Tomlinson.
Mm-hmm. What do you think they would be dancing here in the colonies then? I mean, Kellen Tomlinson's an English dancing master, but it seems like this French step is well documented across Europe.
Well, and also Taubert is talking about the French style.
Mm-hmm.
So he's not talking about the German style. So when you're reading the French book, the French are writing for the French. So they're assuming that you already know a lot of things about the dance style because that's what we do here in France. When the Germans are writing about the French, they have to say to their own German people, what makes the French French?
Right.
So I think that Taubert's treatise would be just as valid because because he's describing the French from the outside.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, Kellum Tomlinson is also describing the French technique from the outside. And both Tomlinson and Taubert are what would I say? I mean, they're both definitely choreographers.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing about Taubert's book is that he wrote it really not so much for the public as for training dancing masters.
Right.
And Tomlinson wrote for the public. So when they're writing for the public, they're not going to be as detailed. But when you're writing to train a dancing master, you've got to give them all the options.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that, probably it's like if you're playing the violin or playing the harpsichord, you start, you're at a certain level, and then there's like the social level of achievement, which
Right.
is up to a certain point, and then there's beyond that, which some amateurs go ahead because they're talented, so they do go beyond that. And then when you're thinking about the ball, it's like, here, all the gathered people, assembled people are watching, 2 people do a minuet. You're going to want to distinguish yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you do that seems a part of your nature and not disruptive to your partner?
Right.
Yeah. So I just think that they had, there was like, if you couldn't dance, at least you could do a minuet. So probably that person was, using more walking steps than going up on the ball of the foot, and probably not doing beats of the foot. Although maybe, that's an interesting thing would be to see who your people are who are dancing with you, and if you can identify what's special about them. Maybe one person that has a really wonderful plie, so they should really be doing a little bit, maybe the minuet with 2 movements or 3 movements. Maybe somebody doesn't have a great plie, so let's just give them, 1 or 2 plies.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe someone has a sense of quickness about them, so you can give them the minuet of 3 movements, which has that little jeté at the end of it.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, when you do that one, with the pas de minuet à 3 mouvements, that little sort of jeté or rise at the very, very end feels to me like a pickup for the downbeat of the next minuet step.
Mm-hmm.
And especially if you're doing a passe-pied, it feels like a kind of a folk dance pickup before you take the step. Because in a lot of folk dance steps, they have that like little jump or little skip before they hit the downbeat.
Mm-hmm. So I'm
Okay,
just taking notes.
yeah.
So what is the difference between the pas de minuet en floret and the pas de minuet à deux mouvements? Because they both have two demi-coupes, but I guess it's where the demi-coupes are placed then.
Right. Um, so yeah, you could do, yeah, the demi-coupe plus two stiff steps, as he calls it, is like a bourrée.
Mm-hmm.
So it starts with the bourrée, and then it ends with the demi-coupe. Uh, now, you know what I think before we go in? I think we should actually dance some of these rhythms, just so
Yeah.
that you can feel it in your body.
Okay.
So let's go. I think we could probably do the 1, 3, 5, 6, like two of those, followed by the 1, 4, 5, 6.
Okay.
So just without music, try that for a moment.
And about the 1, 4, 5, 6, is that staying kind of in a poise in a position of equilibrium for two beats 2 and 3 then?
Hey, I would come down on 3.
You would. Okay.
Yeah, because I think that actually that one is favored by Tomlinson. He does talk about hitting the 1, and then you gradually come down to 3. So
Okay.
this idea of like straining your body to hold a balance is not. I don't think that's necessarily part of the practice,
Mm-hmm.
um, unless that you're doing some kind of an emotional uh, choreographed version, or you know. I think that's something that one could choose in the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I remember I went to watch Belinda Quirey teach a class, and she had a really interesting way of doing that. So, can you see me?
Maybe we should take the screen share off again.
Yeah. Okay, let me just write down. I'm going to forget what rhythms we're doing. We're doing 1, 3, 5, 6, and then we're going to do the 1, 4, 5, 6,
Mm-hmm.
and then eventually we'll do the 1, 2, 4, 6, which he thinks is awkward. But yeah, actually, I don't know. It depends on the music, really. And that's another thing is that these decisions should consider the music.
Mm-hmm.
And then he also has in that same section of his minuet the 1, 3, 4, 6. Um, yeah. All right. So we're going to go flip to the music or flip to stop share. All right. Okay. So just walking, or I mean, about doing with the demi-coupe. Let's try the 1, 3, 5, 6. So demi-coupe, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ah, right. So the question is, which is, I don't know if you may have brought this up, but yeah, if you're thinking of the, all right, so let me see, if the two, you would have said coupe if it was a coupe. So I think that this is a question that I have. If you do two demi-coupe to coupe, you do go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But if you think of two stiff steps after the second demi-coupe, it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where I would. That's probably like a discussion I would like to have at some point with you there.
He was doing something, and you can watch the video that I sent, but it was 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, 6. And I found the line he was looking at. He said the bars may be divided into three equal parts. The first for the first demi-coupe, the second for the second, and the third for the two pas marches, which should not require more time than a demi-coupe.
All right, so I'm going to have to go back to Talbert and look at that.
That was Rameau in translation.
Oh. Uh-huh.
He was looking at the minuet step by Rameau.
Okay, so that way he was taking the 1, 3, and then he was going and 5. Right. Wait, do it again.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, 6.
So he's using the 6 to come just to lower the heel.
I think so, yeah. So he was trying to take into account that like hemiola effect that Rameau is describing in the text. And that's on page 53 of Beaumont's translation.
Right. Oh my God. I just looked at all these. So Beaumont's translation is agreeing with it.
He was looking for Rameau. He read it in the original French, and then I think he might have read Essex's translation. I have Beaumont's because that was what CW's library had. But that was page 53 on Beaumont that I was reading.
Okay, because I also have, I have Essex as well. All right. Well, okay, so I'm going to check that out. But same time as the demi-coupe. So the demi-coupe is 1, and your
So
low 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5.
What you just did makes more sense to me, to be honest, because he kind of created a little syncopation in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, 6.
Yeah, and in a way, when you do the minuet with 3 movements, you already have that kind of a, well, there is a sort of syncopation there. Okay, well, I'm going to have to think about that because yeah. Anyway, okay, I'll have to think about that. But for our practice with the music, we'll do well, let's just try the stepping on 1, stepping on 3, and stepping on 5, 6 with the lowering on the 6. So we'll do 2 minuets like that, and then 2 minuets with the 1 come down, 2, 3, and then stepping 4, 5, 6. But let's just try.
What's the second one again?
Yeah, the second one would be just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the plie is on the 3.
Okay. So the second one, the first demi-coupe is into beat 1. 1, 2,
Low.
and then lower 2, 3. And then another demi-coupe?
Yes.
4, 5, 6.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, I'll have to reread this, but I think that Tomlinson does talk about coming down. You're up on 1, start coming down on 2 with the heel to hit, and then use the 3 for the plie to go into, the next step.
Okay. So 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah. So it creates a kind of melting motion on that first demi-coupe.
Say that again. It creates a what?
Like melting?
Melty. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So let's
Which is
try that.
kind of nice, actually.
There's a sweetness and a delicateness about it.
It requires control, though.
Yeah, it does require control, but also it's emotionally, it's like you approach the person and now you really approach them. So it's like a hesitation in the approach. So it makes it more, what do I want to say? Reserved, or not reserved as much as careful. 1, 2, 3, then go. 4, 5, 6. Gentle, and then advance. Yeah, so all of these rhythms have their own feeling about them. If you start thinking about what does it mean, like if you're approaching your partner, and then if you take the opposite, if you take the bourrée and then end with the demi-coupe, it's like that has a more eagerness about it. But for now, let's just do to the music the 1, 3, 5, 6, and the 1, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so let's go. Where's my music? I should still be sharing.
So you want to do alternating or 2 of each?
I think 2 of each. Ready?
Oops, I can't hear the music. Can we try again?
Oh dear.
I heard it the first time.
Okay, that's. Do you hear it at all?
Just faintly.
Oh, then maybe it stopped sharing the music. Okay, hang on. Because I thought I already did that.
There we go. Yep.
Yeah. Let me go back to the beginning. It's not that long. Let's do 4 of each.
So I need to think about the second one again.
Oh, okay.
The step 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the heel squeezes down on 6.
Right.
With
Right.
straight. Can I see you demonstrate that with music?
Yeah. I'll wait for the beginning of the phrase.
Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I've got to work on coming down, squeezing the heel down on the beat 6 without the plie.
Right.
I keep anticipating the plie into beat 1.
I know. Yeah. Yeah. It's a reflex. You have
I
to,
apologize for being slow on the uptake on that.
no. It's hard to change reflexes. It's you can't do it in one day sometimes. Yeah. So just with counts, then, it's my balance isn't that great, so I don't want to confuse things. But the first one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and straight leg, and then.
Okay.
Maybe I should do this a little bit more. And then the other one, we were talking about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay.
Okay. Now, let's see. All right. So the 1, 2, 4, 6 would be 1, 2, 3. Oh shit. Wait.
1, 2, and 4, 6.
Hang on.
That one's tricky.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And wait. And maybe is that the 2 coupe? Because if you do 2 coupes, then that's still 4 transfers of weight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right. Coupe with delay. All right, I can see I better look that one up.
Okay.
I reviewed all this morning, but then now that I'm really looking at it, it's like, what did I mean there? Huh. 1, 2. Ah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. 1, 2. I want to keep doing the 3. 1, 2. Oh, that's wrong. Coupe. Coupe linger. Coupe. Just hang on again, because it's 2 movements. Coupe. Coupe linger. Coupe. Coupe linger. Coupe. Coupe linger. I think that has a beauty about it too.
Oops. Coupe. Oops.
1, 2. You can think 1, 2, 1, 3. 1, 2, 1, 3. If you're thinking just like that. 1, 2.
Oops. I'll watch and regurgitate that.
Yeah.
You made it look easy, and then.
I know, it's because I was thinking coupe, then slow. Coupe, then slow. 1, 2, 4, 6. 1, 2, 4, 6. Yeah, so sometimes when we switch to numbers, it gets a little mechanical. But if you actually think about what it is, it's a quick coupe followed by a slow coupe.
So That's still 4 transfers of weight, though. 1, 2.
Plie, and then it's your fourth transfer.
So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Whoops. What am I getting at? Oh.
I think you should just think quick and then slow.
Quick, slow. Quick, slow. I think.
Yeah, try it with the music for a moment because I think it'll be more natural. See if I can play that. Come on, Catherine. Okay. So, Zoom changes things, like where things go, what happens. And so that's what I'm dealing with. Here we go. Let me try the beginning. Yeah, you can hear that, right?
Yes.
Okay, here we go.
Okay.
Yeah, I just want to do one more. Yeah, if you make it, it's kind of nice if you make the second half a coupe glisse. So coupe, then coupe glisse.
I like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that seems a little reminiscent of the Quran stuff, right? Having the
Yes, it does. It does. It's a connection. Yeah.
And then there's the 1, 3, 4, 6.
Yeah. So that I was still thinking. Let me just look at my paper for a moment. But I think that's still the demi coupe with the bourrée idea. Or I could do 1, 2, 4, 6, or 1. Yeah. So we're still talking about pas de minuet en fleuret. Well, I am going to definitely have to look up this 1, 2, 4, 6 because, anyway, the idea of doing the two coupes comes later because that is a good substitution. But we haven't gotten there yet. But do you wanted to see what the 1, 3, 4, 6 would look like?
Sure.
Okay, let me just do that. Okay. That would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. So it's like a delayed third step of the bourrée, the demi coupe, the bourrée. So yeah, with numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and then away from there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6.
Whoops. 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
That's good. Okay, let's try that with the music. That's good. Yeah. Okay. All right. So an exercise eventually that you could do for yourself is you put all these variations in your minuet. And just because when you choreograph something, like you try the steps out, But then when you choreograph with those different variations, you learn more about the nature of one step and how it's different from the other.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one of the things that I always try to do when I'm reading a text and then learning something. I try to put it in my own choreography, just and pick a piece of music that I like,
Mm-hmm.
and then change the music, and just to like explore the nature of what it is. Because I think that that's what we miss if we keep doing technical study without the dancing part. So you can't have the theory without the practice, and the practice is the creative spirit working with those technical rules.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That makes sense. So you think from your reading that any of these minuet variations could have been used in a um, minuet ordinaire as they're choreographing it on the floor, so to speak.
Yes. 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 Yeah.
Okay.
And then your dance becomes a conversation between you and your partner because your partner has no idea what you're doing. So you kind of converse. So it's sort of like, uh, I don't know. I was going to say like it's like poetry or what is it? It's like you're on a wavelength, your partner joins you, and then your partner says, well, let's go this way. And then you go in a different wavelength. And then sometimes it's like, whoa, let's just settle into something which is like basic. So you just find that one sees the chemistry between the two people.
So,
Um,
one question about that. Would you say like the 1, 3, 5, 6 that Taubert favors, he would consider like the basic minuet step and then the rest as variations on top of that? Like,
uh, I think it's probably his preference. So it doesn't mean it's the practice of all of Europe.
okay,
Because he's interested in theory and what lines up with his idea of what's symmetrical or what's balanced, what's
okay.
harmonic.
Hmm.
Uh, and I think that if you think in those terms, that again, you put your thought in a context that is part of the aesthetic as
Hmm.
opposed to randomness. Yeah.
Yeah, makes sense.
Okay. Let's go back. Let me go ahead back to the paper. Um,
Number
oh,
3, the pas de
yeah.
minuet de mouvement.
Yeah. I'm just trying to put it back on our. Oh, I see. I don't know why I just can't like switch back easily that way.
It's interesting for me to think about it this way because I don't know if they were just trying to simplify it for the purposes of the Colonial Williamsburg Ensemble, but we basically do like one minuet step and like it's the minuet step and none of the variations at all that we've looked at here.
Well,
Um,
I think that for in the way back in the history of reconstructing historical dance in the 1960s, I think perhaps like the English uh, teachers taught that there was one minuet step.
mhm.
When I was studying with Shirley Wynn, and that was like 1970, like two, and that was like 2 years. That she did have, I mean, she was using different rhythms in her minuet steps. And I think that came from the fact that she was working with Angine Thieves, who was German, and she was doing a German translation, I mean, an English translation of Taubert from German to English. And so a lot of her paper, I mean, she didn't translate the whole book, but she did translate the minuet steps.
Okay.
So the people who had studied with Shirley were using variations right away from the beginning because that's what we were taught.
Hmm.
And then also, if you read the notation, you see that in their minuets, the notated minuets, they use different steps. They don't always use just the.
Right.
So I think that it has to do with the historical dance field getting more into performance with like Shirley's company and then with my company.
Hmm.
I mean, not that they didn't do performances before then, but I don't know. It's hard to get everything all at once. So
Right.
that's why there's been like an evolution. So I think with Colonial Williamsburg, who was the original person who taught Baroque dance there?
Oh goodness, I'd have to ask my co-creative lead, who's been there the longest at this point. She worked, I think she took one or two workshops with Wendy Hilton herself. And then they had brought somebody in temporarily that only lasted about 3 months and decided working full time for CW wasn't for him. And I don't remember who that was. But that was probably 30 years ago or more.
Yeah, so 30 years ago, I think people were
Yeah.
still arguing about what the base, what what you did for the minuet. I remember performing the minuet and people saying, "Oh, you're doing it all wrong because there's a basic step, and why are you doing those other steps?"
Hmm.
And that lasted probably through the 80s. And then once we got to the 90s, people started reading beyond or going beyond what their teachers taught them. Because sometimes you run into teachers who didn't do their own research from the original sources, that they just sort of said what they were taught.
I think that's where I've fallen into that trap, right? Because I come into the ensemble and they're like, this is how it's done, but we never even got out the period manuals to look, and get back into the original research, which I think is, as I can see, incredibly valuable. So.
Yeah, it's valuable to have those ties. And, as I said, I've been doing this for 50 years. And, going back to what I read before sometimes has a different context because I saw somebody else perform it differently, or I read a different manual. And now I think, oh, yeah, that's what he's saying. So it's kind of like it has to be at the root. Uh, yeah. And, by having a company, I have people questioning me all the time. So that's good because then which is different than just having students, because students don't necessarily ask you, challenge you.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay, so let's see, where did we ended up with the pas de minuet fleuret. Now
Mhm.
the one of two movements, the 1, 3, 4, 5. Right. So he calls it a demi coupe with two stitch steps, and then doing a regular demi coupe. So I translated that to simplify it in my own mind as a bourrée and then a demi coupe, which actually works really nicely, especially with this minuet music that we have.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, so you're doing the demi coupe on one, coming down on two, and then stepping 3, 4, 5 with a straight leg, and then let six go by, and then or just do it with the music. Because if the music sort of like wants, if they want you to follow with plie on six, I do think one dances to the music.
Mhm.
So
So when you step on five, I'm assuming you're stepping in demi point there, and then you squeeze the heel down on
yeah,
six,
yeah,
or how the music would shape the step.
yeah. But I mean, definitely, whatever you do, you're on 5 high, and then make sure you end that with the lowering of the heel, and then decide when you're going to do the plie. Yeah. Okay, so let's see what that looks like. Um, See, my question here is why I'm going to put this on. So does it like take my share off of the audio instead of keeping it?
I think it did take the share off the audio, maybe when you took the share off the document.
All right. Okay, so all right. So we'll just have to renew it then. So let's just try this one, which is yeah, it's like the bourrée demi coupe, but wait, what did I just oh my God. Hang on. Uh all right, did I just like I think I just contradicted myself. One moment. All right. So what I'm reading about this is doing the pas de minuet à deux mouvements with the rhythm 1, hold, and then 3, 4, 5. So that means you're going to be doing so if you're doing a demi-coupe in 2 stitch steps, taking the demi-coupe on 1, not moving on 2, and then the 2 stitch steps, 3, 4, then you're going to have to, okay, wait. Oh my God. All right, you know what? I just flipped this in my head. Sorry. Let me go back to you because I'm looking at my notes. All right, so if you're doing the bourrée, 1, 3, 4, it would be then 1, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's the demi-coupe followed by 2 stitch steps. But he wants that pause after the demi-coupe because he thinks it's more graceful. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the end of the bourrée. And then a demi-coupe, 5, 6, and so what would be easy would be a bourrée and a demi-coupe, which you could do when he talks about modifications. But here he's talking about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Oops, I gotta tilt my screen.
Yeah, and you should count when you're doing it because if I count, you're going to be late.
Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Okay, so
No bend.
no bend. Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4.
But then a bend before you do the last demi-coupe.
Okay. So demi-coupe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah. 6. Yeah. Come down.
Okay. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah, and it really changes the energy because it's like there's a hesitation in the beginning of the step, and then it accelerates with that quick demi-coupe at the end.
Yeah, I
It's
actually like that. It's got those 2 points of arrival, but that arrival in 5 is like a hemiola because it's not. Oh, that's interesting.
yeah,
And this is as described by Taubert, then.
right.
Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. Oops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 5, 6. I gotta work on that and get that.
Yeah. So what I try to do is put emotional metaphors to things so that I can remember it better in my body. So an emotional metaphor for that would be like I'm hesitant and then anxious. I'm hesitant and then anxious.
Okay.
So let's see. Hesitant, anxious. And anxious, but what do they call that? Not controlled, but when you have to be, it's with comportment and it's with, you're composed, but it's also contained. It's that idea of containment is like on the end of that step. So hesitant, maybe then contained? I don't know. Yeah, ba, ba, yeah. Ba, yeah, da, yeah. 1, 3, 4, 5. 1, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I don't know, it has a really interesting sense about it. Yeah.
I will get that. I'll rewatch, but
Yeah, I think you're getting it. I do think that giving it imagery or metaphors makes it makes sense of it, so that then when you get to the music, it has an expression. It doesn't look mechanical.
I think like part of I'm stuck because we've done the step sync, step sync, step sync.
Yeah. Oh, I know. I know.
It's like locked, brain lock, and I need to undo that.
Yeah.
But I like what you're saying about the idea of putting an emotion behind that because one of the things that I struggle with teaching, sorry, the CW ensemble is so many of them have never had any dance background whatsoever. For instance, like they don't know how to use a plie and have that kind of control with the plie. It starts to look like oompa, oompa, da da da. So I'm just like trying to figure out ways to create a fluidity and a gracefulness to it.
Maybe, let me just try something that I just thought of, because they probably don't have strong insteps.
Not too.
So, like if we just do this last one, if they went, using the plie but not the releve. Ya, ba, ba, ba. Ya, ba, ba, ba. Ya, ba, ba, ba. I mean, you could teach it maybe with walking first, and then eventually get the ball of the foot in there.
So do it low, as it were.
Yeah, yeah. Because the plie, in a way, the plie is the most important thing.
Because you
That
need that to create the place of arrival, right? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and it's a very it is a even though in this technique, we're using high steps all the time. If you don't have that sense of being grounded and really using the earth, because they do talk about terre à terre, which means earth to earth, the terre à terre style of dancing. That's how this is described in the 18th century. So it's not heaven to heaven. Yeah, so that's the base, and they call it, yeah, well, the low dance, yeah. And the low dance is sort of like from the Renaissance too. They have that idea of the Bas dance, the low dance. So in a way, it's kind of coming out of there, that concept of the earth. Yeah. Okay, let's get to what, do we have one last one? Let's do
The
it.
trois movement.
Yeah, this time I'll just look at it. Right, right. Demi coupe, coupe.
So I'm guessing the way I was taught the trois movement, I'm guessing this is wrong also.
All right. Okay, hang on. Let me just get back to the visual here. Okay. How were you taught?
I was taught step, sink, sink, jeté. Nope. I
Okay.
keep
Right,
every grimace that that's not right. So
now do it one more time.
step, sink, jeté.
Yeah. Were you taught that? Oh, so you weren't taught it going forward, or are you just taking it sideways?
To the left. I think it might have been for Tomlinson's minuet.
Oh, right. Okay. Right. Yeah. So this is no. That's. I mean, that's pretty correct in a sense. Um, Now this is where when you're talking about doing a jeté comes in. So let me just look at this going forward.
Okay.
Maybe do this a little bit more. Um, Setting control. Okay, so you're going 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 6 ideally lands on the toe.
Uh-huh. But there's no jeté then?
Well, the jeté, it could either leave the floor or not leave the floor. It's you're still throwing your body. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. And then take that heel and then plie.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 6. 1, and then that's too much time in between.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Whoops. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah. And I'm thinking about when you were saying Tomlinson, that it was like 1, 2, 3, 4, 6.
Ah.
Are you doing it that like 1, 2, 3? He has a sliding between the transfers. 1, 2, 3, slide, plie, leap.
That changes that too, doesn't it?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah.
It softens it
It
considerably.
softens it. Yeah. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah, but anyway, the idea of taking that little jeté on the 6 can happen also with the other rhythms and steps. But you are adding, yeah, it is the 3 movements. Right. All right, so I have to go back to that. Hang on.
So you had 1, 3, 5, 6 or 1, 3, 4, 6.
Right.
So 1, 2, 3.
Okay, hang on. Let me. Are you doing the 1, 3, 5, 6?
6. Yeah. So it's demi coupe.
Demi coupe, right?
1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah.
So 1, 2, 3, 4. Whoops. 5, 6.
Yeah. So then the 6 really becomes like an upbeat of the next measure when if you're doing it continually. Um, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1. I mean, since it's on 6, if you're that, I mean that jeté was because it's so quick, it doesn't look like you're posing on the 6. Where if you
So he describes it as a demi coupe, but it's really a jeté.
It's written as a demi jeté. Like, okay, let me go back on that and look. But it is okay. Let me just go share again because well, it's in the notation where it usually has a marking that they use that signifies a demi jeté.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I was, but you could. So if you're doing another demi coupe, 2 demi coupe, stiff step demi coupe. Right. And then I had the comment, this is not a favorite minuet step for Talbot, but he mentions it.
Okay.
Okay, so in the notation, sometimes you see the demi jeté. In this case, we're just he's talking about the demi coupe.
Okay.
And then he talks about one that's really that people are doing that he really hates, which is a demi coupe stiff step demi-coupe stiff step. So that's actually like the two coupes, but that would be not the because some people go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This looks like a. I'm sure you practice many coupes in a row in your classes, and after a while, everybody looks like they're lame because it's up, down, up, down, up, down. Yeah,
Right.
so he's saying that some people are doing that, which he's not a big fan of. Okay, so then in the minuet forward, Taubert describes a bourrée demi-coupe composed step. So he describes the steps as being done on the point of the foot, so not a walking step. And that's just the action. Then the minuet step backward is the same. So maybe his ordinary minuet is that the bourrée followed by the demi-coupe. As
So
opposed
it's number 3, the pas de minuet à deux mouvements.
right. Now, yeah. Okay, so this is kind of funny because the 1, 3, 4, 5 is the rhythm that people have been teaching for a long time for the minuet step, but that was like demi-coupe and then pas de bourrée. But his regular step is more like a bourrée demi-coupe. So it's 1, 3, 4, and then that last demi-coupe and 5. All right. Same for the backward. Okay, the minuet to the side is the same, but to the right side or to the left side, feet could interlace or not. The minuet step takes 2 measures of 3/4 time and always begins with the right foot. Okay, so that's the same. Every step must have its own particular rhythmic division within 2 3/4 measures, such that in the first measure there are always 2 beats on the first step. So even if you're doing a bourrée, like the bourrée demi-coupe, there have to be 2 beats for the first step, and only 1 on the second. Okay, there are always 2 beats on the first step and only 1 on the second. And in the second measure again, 2 beats on the third step. Right. So that's the 1, 3, 4, 6. He's talking about that rhythm as being, I don't know. Here in that quote, he's talking about the rhythm as being stepping 1, 3, and then 4, 6. Okay. Taubert prefers a minuet step with these qualities. There must be an equal number of bent and stiff steps. Okay. So a bent step is like a demi-coupe, but a stiff step is just walking. All right. Any half coupe really requires 2 beats. One for the bend, now this is weird, one for the bend, plie, and the other for the rise, elevate.
So is he actually saying not to use the plie as like a quick pickup propelling you into that next beat? Like he wants to give them.
Okay, this is like the wrench that is thrown into the works. If he said 1 for the rise and then 1 for the bend, that would be like 1, 2. But I don't know. Maybe I should ask. Maybe I'll have to go back and look and ask Hubert if that was translated somehow not correctly. Because I mean, if you bent on the, because then that would throw off all this. There must be 2 steps in each measure. Okay. Bent and stiff steps should be segregated. Bent steps in one measure and stiff steps in the other. So I think he's pretty much followed that rule all the way through. All right. A minuet step produces two measured cadences, or cadence. One hears each pair of two measures as a self-contained unit, which is kind of like the courant as well. The figures of the minuet, the principal figures of and the collateral figures. So the principal figures, here he talks about something that's very interesting. He says originally there was the shape of a figure which was a lazy 8. So it's like an 8 on its side. So just draw with your hand, what would that be like, a lazy 8? Okay, so somehow that it existed, but he's the only one I've seen who talks about the lazy 8, and the lazy 8 is really an infinity sign.
Mm-hmm.
And at that point in science, they were just beginning to talk about infinity. Okay, then a figure 8 or reversed S becomes popular. A half figure 8. So when you think about, if you're making an 8 like up and, like vertically, I always wondered, like, where did the reverse S come from? But if you take your finger and you're drawing a figure 8 and you move right first and then you go around like that, that actually is a reverse S.
Yeah, it is.
So that refers to half of infinity. Now the question is, if you're both making a reversed S, together you're making infinity.
Ah, right.
Yeah. And so this idea of the minuet being related to the movement of the planets is still important. Okay, so then a half figure 8 or reversed S became popular, then a 2. Okay, so just look at the shape of a 2. The 2 is if you think of the figure 8 is basically 2 circles. So when you look at the 2, you have half a circle, and then when you look at that, the following part of it, which is where the 2 originally becomes a Z, the Z without that curve refers to, in my mind, refers to a square. So in their theory of art, when they're talking about man, they talk about him as being a combination of the spiritual world and the material world. The spiritual world is a circle, the material world is a square. So when you're performing a figure, which is the number 2, you're actually referring to the spiritual world and to the material world, because you have the curve and you have the angle. And the Z is more square, and it's more about the material world. So reversed S is the spiritual world, the Z is more the material world.
That makes sense. I'd never heard that described that way. I'm fascinated.
Yeah, well, I think I'm the only one describing it that way because I'm interested in theory, aesthetic theory.
Yeah.
And so when you start thinking that way, then you can see where, especially since he talks about infinity, and now he's talking about a lunar orbit. He describes the reversed S as a lunar orbit. So he's making a connection with the harmony of the spheres. So for me, that allows me to look at the 2 and the Z in the way that I'm looking at it, because he's bringing it in right there. So he describes the reversed S as a lunar orbit and says if there are 4 minuet steps making the figure, the first 2 are taken side and the second 2 are forward.
Huh. Yeah.
Yeah. So that kind of changes. I mean, I'm just in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, what 4 minuet steps? The 2 are side, and then the second 2 are forward. So if you're taking the first 2 are side, and then here I'm going to my partner sideways, and then I pass him in the forward direction here and forward.
Yeah.
So that gives a nice touch to that S figure.
Mhm.
Okay. Um, okay, if a couple is making the number 2, think of the first half as curving like a reverse S, and after passing, the figure becomes a Z. One can also do all side minuets for this, or when one gets to the straight line, do backward minuets. That would be kind of awesome. For the Z, do 2 minuets to the left, 2 forward, and then 1 or 2 to the right.
That's what we've been typically doing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then the reversed S, the 2 and the Z are being described as currently in use in 1717. Yeah, I don't know, because I don't see people using the 2 very much.
I don't think I've ever seen the two. Tomlinson, I think, favored the S sort of
Yeah,
curve.
right. I did see a 2, but I can't remember where I saw the 2. I did see a 2 once. It might have been in a German manual. Okay, the collateral figures. Leading the woman into the minuet is a collateral figure. Bows are made, and the gentleman leads his lady to the middle of the dance space, and then they part and go to their places to begin the principal figure, which would be the S, the Z, or the 2. They must keep their eyes on each other and move in symmetry, being a mirror to your partner and with the same number of measures. No matter what you're doing. But, the same number of measures, that's dictated by the music. So usually that's not a problem. The giving of the right hand, hands move toward the mouth and then offered. So I haven't seen this in the English manuals or the French manuals, but he has it here. And I think that was used more in the Renaissance.
Okay.
Then giving the left hand, then giving with both hands, he didn't talk about the mouth. In dancing, the man can hold the woman's hand from either above or below, as opposed to walking with the lady, in which case the man's hand is always below in order to catch her in case she stumbles. One dances the principal figure first, and this could be as long as 2 or 3 times, and it could be repeated between the hand givings. The woman, so this is when you're improvising more. The woman can signal it is time for giving hands, or the gentleman can signal by taking his hat off. So either one could say, hey, let's go on. Free will of the woman or the rule based on clothing, which is taking your hat off, both are done in the ballroom.
So what's the woman's signal then? By just offering hands
Yeah,
or okay.
I think so. I mean, yeah, it must be because, or going into a circle would be different than going into the S figure or the Z figure. Yeah. Variations. Use 5 universal steps in dancing in the minuet step. So his 5 universal steps are straight, meaning straight in front of you, open, that would be like opening your body, circular, waving, or beaten. So you can do a straight step, you can do open, you can wave one of your steps going forward, meaning doing a tournier, add a tournier, or you could add beats to any of the steps. Use modifications, which is bending, rising, jumping, sliding, and turning. So to any of those minuet steps, you could add another mouvement, or another rise, or you could add a jump instead of just stepping.
Like a
Like
contretemps,
like what?
like a contretemps diminuet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then sliding, like we were doing the coupe glisse, or anything could be slid, or turning. So adding a half turn, quarter turn, whatever. Single minuet variation. Use only 3 beats of the minuet measure. So just half the minuet measure. Substitute a pas grave or pas de balance, pas de sisson, pirouette, capriole, etc. So you could do a demi-coupe and then do any one of those.
Hmm.
Or you could do a bourrée and then do any one of those. Okay. Oh, I am. I'll be with you.
I think Yeah.
Sorry.
Sorry. I didn't mean to take, I just realized the time. I hope I haven't taken too
I
much.
know my husband's, yeah, he just came through the door. But I think the rest of this is pretty much, I think we're almost done. Double minuet variation, this takes the whole minuet measure of two measures of 3 beats, and one would do, for example, a pas grave followed by a pirouette, so that's pretty obvious. Compound minuet variation, this could be a 9 count variation, or could go for as many as 5 minuet measures. Awesome.
Hmm.
If you're doing compound minuet. Right, the only thing required is that the steps are in the minuet cadence. And then bourrée, steps all go in the same direction. Fleuret, steps may be 2 back and 1 forward, etc. Describes the minuet contretemps as well as performing a contretemps on the 1, 2, 3. So that would be squeezing it into the half measure, followed by a circle of the leg or a coupe. So that's kind of fun that you could do the minuet
Yeah.
contretemps all in one half. Could also do a contretemps without the hop, leaving the ground. Step forward on the right, perform beats of the leg with the left, and then transfer weight onto the left.
Hmm.
And that is kind of fun because, you know, if you're not feeling like jumping, that would certainly still be in harmony if your partner was doing a regular minuet contretemps. The minuet is inventive and variety is appreciated. It seems also even the rigodon can be done in the minuet cadence. Oh my God.
Wow.
Yeah,
I hadn't even considered that possibility.
I know, I know. There you are. So I guess what you could do is just kind of digest this, but play with it. Play with composing something, you know, that has these variations in it.
Okay.
And think about your metaphor, your poetic metaphor for each variation. What does it say to you?
Uh-huh. Thank you so much. This helps. So basically, what we have been doing, this step, sync, step, 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 sync, is probably not world's greatest choice based on all of this, I think.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And just to recap, you think that came from the early practitioners of Baroque dance that were just starting to.
In the 20th century. Yeah. It's a
Okay.
20th century thing.
And one last question. How do you think they came up with that? Is it because of, for instance, Rameau having, that the discrepancy between his verbal description and when he was trying to give the counts and the abrégé? Or I guess I was trying to figure out, and maybe you can think about that. And
Okay, so Kaylan, you have to understand it took them a long time to realize that the plie came before the downbeat.
ah, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, I mean, we're really talking, it's yeah, going from the verbal to looking at the notation. I think the notation probably clarified a lot for them.
Okay, so it's tricky to pinpoint exactly where that came from, except that dance research has evolved tremendously, and we need to move forward with it.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, evolved. Yeah, because thought evolves. Yeah, exactly. It's much too complicated to just get in one year, you know. You can't read all those treatises and understand them in one year. And you have to read more than one treatise, and you have to read more than one country. So I think that probably since the Melusine Wood began at the turn of the century into the 20th century, she was the one who began looking at old dance. And so she was reading the verbal treatises, and she was coming up with what she thought was correct. Now, there were also like Italian treatises because she was working with Renaissance dance and Baroque, but um, I'm sure she read all the languages, but I'm sure she was also very interested in what the English said. So
And
if you just read Callum Tomlinson, you know, try reading just him and see what that gives you in terms of the steps, and then go back and read Rameau.
okay, what was her? How did you spell her first name?
Uh, Sorry, which one?
Uh,
Oh,
Wood.
Melusine.
Uh-huh.
Melusine.
Okay.
Yeah, so Melusine Wood.
Okay. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate this. This has helped bring a lot of clarity to a big question that Hubert raised in my mind. So, and I feel like this gives me a better way to move forward with the ensemble and get our performance practices in a better place. So,
Great. Okay, well, do your work, and then if you want another session or you want to do something more structured, like let's read this notation and what does it look like now? If you want to reconstruct something together, we could do that. Yeah, I just wanted, in some ways it's more fun for me to be efficient with one person.
mhm.
Because when you teach a general class, then everything is kind of general. But since you're in this important position of teaching, I think you need more attention than what you would get in a general class.
Thank you. I really, really appreciate this so
Yeah,
tremendously. It's
yeah.
hard to find experts like you that really understand and have researched in depth. So
I agree, it is.
it's
It
a
is
very
hard.
small world.
Yeah, it is. It is, yeah. All right, well, great work that you did. I mean, you're really like absorbing everything. So that really, that pleases me that I see that you are articulate and, I mean, you're as much of a dancer as a researcher. So it's nice to see that combination.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. So
Okay, so
have,
we'll let this rest and then just be in touch.
sounds good. Have a
All
wonderful
right.
day.
Yeah, take care. Bye, Kaylan.
Bye.
I can figure out how to do this.